So today I'm going to be showing y'all how to monitor your social media analytics and how to track them. So I've given you this template. When you click the link, it's going to prompt you to click make a copy. So click that. And this just guarantees that you're creating a copy, which means that it's yours, it belongs to you. You and your team can make edits, and it's private to whoever you share it with. It's not shared with anyone else. And let's see. So when you open it, there are multiple tabs, which of course I'm in the way, but let me just go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. So there's several tabs. I've created one for each platform, which you may or may not be on. You can simply disregard the tabs for any platforms that you're not posting on, or let's see, is there an option? You can hide the sheet as well. But I would just recommend not deleting it because you may want to use it in the future. So these spreadsheets have columns for you to track lots of different metrics, and these are just based on the ones that are relatively simple to find. You don't really have to do any calculations. They are already available to you on each of the social platforms, and I'll show you how to find those. But this is a great place to start. And if you want to add more metrics to track, you can go ahead and add them by simply right-clicking on the last column and then clicking Insert One Column to the right. And you can add as many columns as you need. And I recommend tracking this on a weekly basis. So every maybe Friday, choose the same day every week to go in and track, and just add the date range that you're tracking for. You can do this on roughly a 28-day basis. A lot of social media platforms have their analytics set up to report on 28 days or 7 days, but my recommendation is always 7 days. So, like I said, you have each tab for each social media network. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where you can find each of these numbers for your spreadsheet to track. So let's go ahead and start in the Meta Business Suite. So if you, let's just start where you will start, which would be at your business Facebook page. Okay, so when you open your business Facebook page, you will click Insights on the left. Okay, and when you open your page, or your insights for your page, you will see hopefully Facebook and Instagram. And then up here in the top right corner, you'll see a date range, which you can easily switch to last 7 days. And here you'll get your Facebook reach, your Instagram reach, as well as your paid reach if you are spending money on Facebook and Instagram ads. And you can copy these metrics over into the designated column. You can also track your page likes, your followers, and some of this information can also be found when you're just in your regular business page view. Then you'll click to results, where you will get, again, your page reach. You'll get page visits and profile visits for Instagram, the number of new likes, the number of new followers, and I believe that's all that we have from this page on our spreadsheet. Again, you'll have your audience. I mean, there is so much information in here. This spreadsheet really just covers some of the basics, but you can really dive in here and learn a lot about, your ideal clients, where people are coming from to find your page, a lot about ages and gender. Benchmarking is great. You can see other businesses that are like yours, and I would just recommend going through, what Facebook recommends to us is really not on par. So I would go through and find some businesses that are closer aligned to the services or products that you offer and add those here. And maybe, look for some, if you're a local business, look for some that are geographically close, and maybe look for some that are geographically far to get a variety of comparisons. Okay, then in your overview is where we really get into the nitty-gritty. So post reach is in this spreadsheet. And then again, the same information applies for the Instagram spreadsheet. They're very similar. And then you have an engagement rate, and you can click over to the Instagram posts. You can also view by Instagram stories. But this is a very valuable page. You will find it's going to tell you a lot about the different types of content. So Reels are most successful. Videos are most successful right now. As far as engagement, though, interestingly enough, more engagement comes from images rather than videos. So just a great thing to pay attention to. If your goal is to get engagement, to get people interacting with you, images are still the way to go. So let's see, that's Instagram. Let's see if the same is true on Facebook. Okay, so on Facebook, it's pretty even. Between videos, images, and links, the distribution is pretty even. I would say that's kind of an indication of how people use Instagram versus Facebook. I guess on Instagram, people are taking more of a entertainment content viewing approach, whereas on Facebook, they're maybe a little bit more driven to engage. So that is very interesting information. This is also telling us that we get the most engagement from live posts. So just lots of cool information to be gleaned from these. And really the power of this is in reporting. So if you're not tracking these things over the course of multiple weeks or multiple months, you're not really going to be able to look back and see where you've come from. I mean, you can in Facebook ads, or rather Facebook Business Manager, but I really recommend that you keep track of it on your own in a spreadsheet. That way you can easily compare, and you can sort by the metrics that are most important to you. If you want to rearrange these columns, it's pretty easy to click. Let's try this again. Click and drag so that you can put, okay, well, I would need to unmerge these cells, but you can click and drag and arrange things in a way that allows you to see the metrics that are most important to your business. And then I love this part, the content tab of the insights, where you can really get down and see what is performing the best. So you can sort by reach, and it'll show you, what posts have gotten the most reach, likes, tabs, replies, etc. All these things. You can also filter it down. So maybe you just want to look at posts. You can remove the ads. And yeah, so this is just a great tool, a great thing to know about. So let's move on to TikTok. On TikTok, when you click your profile and then click Business Suite, it will take you to these analytics where you can measure video views, profile views, likes, comments, shares, followers. You can view your content from the designated date range that you've inputted and kind of see what's performing the best. I would definitely say when you're looking at content, don't limit it to 7 days. If you're going in to analyze content, and this applies to all platforms, look at it from more of a month, even a year perspective, because content obviously, although it does change over time and people's preferences will change, if you're just comparing 1 week at a time, you're going to get a very small view of the whole picture. You can also filter by followers or back to the overview. So all these metrics can plug into this spreadsheet. So let's move on to Twitter. Twitter is the same way. So when you are on Twitter, if you click More and then Professional Tools and then Professional Home, this is where you'll find this very brief summary covering your impressions, engagement rate, profile visits, and link clicks for the last 7 days. And if you want to get more into the nitty gritty, which I recommend, click more again, and then Creator Studio, and then Analytics. So up here you have a 28-day summary, which is pretty cool. But if you click Tweets, you will get the option to filter it down. So if you want to look at last 7 days, then it will not only show you the engagement rates and impressions for different tweets within this 7-day range, which is really helpful because you can quickly see, this one performed the best as far as engagement rate, but this one had the most impressions. So just some interesting information, and then all these numbers on the side can be plugged into your Twitter spreadsheet. Okay, and then finally, let's look at LinkedIn. So let's see, if you're looking at your business page on LinkedIn, and then you click drop down for analytics, you can navigate to visitors. And again, you can filter it. So for LinkedIn, you actually have to click custom and then set it to 7 days if you're filtering by 7-day analytics. So you can see the page views, the unique visitors, the custom button clicks. You can also get an idea of how many people are visiting your page from mobile or rather desktop versus mobile. And that's pretty typical. LinkedIn is a professional platform, so likely people are viewing it while they're working or throughout the workday from their laptops. So that is why you'll see that is probably more common that people are viewing it on their desktop. Okay, then your follower highlights or follower analytics. It'll show you your total followers and your new followers within the date range that you have set. You'll see throughout analytics that there are percentages. This is a good indication of how you're performing because it compares, the last 29 days to the 29 days before that. So it's helpful, but I still think tracking it manually is a lot more valuable because you can see it all at a quick glance and really compare and understand where you're doing the best and where you need to focus more effort. Okay, so leads you can pretty much skip. Content is the next place that we use to fill out this spreadsheet. So you've got reactions, comments, reposts, and then impressions. So if you go to your metrics and your impressions, you can see we don't have any sponsored content right now, so it's all organic. And I would just, put down this impressions number in here. And it's very interesting to show or to see how it goes up and down. And so you can see, okay, what happened on December 8th? I probably made a post. Oh, I didn't. Very interesting. I didn't make a post. But one common tactic that we use for LinkedIn is sharing our posts to our CEO and COO's personal pages. So that very well could have been a day that I had shared those posts to their pages. And that would be a very interesting thing to check, on the 5th, on the 8th, and on the 12th. Did I share a post to one of our two founders' pages? Likely that is the cause of the increase in impressions, which just goes to show that that works. So there's a lot of great things that you can learn from analytics, obviously. That is all that you need to measure for LinkedIn. So like I said, keep track of it. Over a 7-day basis is what I recommend, just so that you can really make sure you're keeping in the know about how your social media platforms are performing, and definitely take the time to analyze the content. That's going to really help you make informed decisions. And you can create a tracking system for tracking content, but because it's all so dynamic and different, and there's so many different pieces of content, I would, rather than tracking the same numbers for every piece of content, write down notes when you see significant things. So for example, like I mentioned with LinkedIn, when I share posts to the co-founders pages, there's an increase in impressions. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Reels are performing better for engagement, or Reels are performing better for reach on Instagram, but single images are performing better for engagement on Instagram. And then on Facebook, I'm finding that it's pretty much a balance. And then you can even get down to the nitty gritty, not necessarily the type of content, but the specific content that you're sharing. So maybe a blog post does better. Maybe a picture of a client does better. Maybe a picture of a staff member does better. Analyze those things, write down those things, take notes on those things, but definitely make sure that you are tracking the numbers of your performance on social media. And this will allow you to make better informed decisions going forward and to really implement a strategy and not just randomly post willy-nilly. So this is something you can do as a business owner or a manager, but you can also delegate this to a front desk staff or a sales staff, or if you have some marketing staff, you can delegate this to them. But it's definitely important to be doing. Please let me know if you have any questions about this, and